I'm on my way to coffee this morning, and I just walked through a heap of fields and whatnot. I'm at the park just before town, and I'm thinking, when I'm walking, I'm thinking, oh, I'd like to do a video. What should I do a video on? And I thought, my morning rituals and consistency. I think I want to talk about that because most of you know I talk about the cayenne pepper tonic. I do that every morning. I have a ritual. I do it every morning of my life. And I'll do a few other things too. And I thought, I'm going to share it with you and explain why I take them and for what purpose. And some of it might help you, might come in handy, especially with the amino acids. But consistency, I just can't emphasize enough the importance of consistency. Consistent input equals consistent output. If you want to feel consistently good and up there, you have to make sure that whatever you put in is consistent as well. You're consistent with keeping things in balance and whatnot. So the morning, and get used to, some just routine things you do every day that are good for you. They're going to make a difference in your life, and you stick to them. You take charge of your body. We've got to sort of wake up in the morning and take charge, and don't fall into the trap of letting the body take charge of you. You need to take charge of the body, and that's why I have this. I prime the body in the morning. I prime it for the day. And, what do? The cayenne pepper drink. Most of you have already heard about this if you're on my group listening to this. So cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is probably one of the most powerful natural blood stimulants there is on the planet. So when you wake up in the morning, think about this. You're going to be a little bit lethargic. Your cells, membranes are going to be a little bit more in the anabolic, with closed, because that's the nighttime phase. You want to wake the hell up. You want to get some oxygen into your cells. You want to start producing energy, and you want to start getting some clarity in your mind as quick as possible. So cayenne pepper stimulates the blood, but it doesn't necessarily. It stimulates the blood, but it also then, if it stimulates the blood, well, then we have more oxygen flow. We're getting more oxygen to the cells, but that doesn't mean we're going to get them into the cells. And I'll explain in a moment what we need to do there. So that's the cayenne pepper. So with the cayenne pepper, I have some olive oil. I have the olive oil because I want to stimulate the bile. I want to stimulate the liver. I want to wake everything up, get ready for the day. And that's what the oil does. And the lemon juice, put the lemon juice in there. Lemons are very, very anionic, which means they have a lot of very negatively charged ions on there, which are very important to help dislodge and separate and get moving toxins in the liver. That's why lemons are so good for the liver. Maybe half, I do half a teaspoon of cayenne, a lemon, whole lemon, and some oil. I don't know, maybe two tablespoons of good olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So I whack that down first thing in the morning, and as I say to when I'm talking to some of my coaching clients, within maybe 5 minutes, I could jump up and do a presentation to 2,000 people and go on for 3 hours, because I've fired up my blood. My blood's moving around much faster. I'm getting more oxygen. I'm more awake. I have more energy. I have more clarity. And it's, that's why I do it. And so what do I follow that up with? About 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, I have my MSM drink. MSM drink, it's probably half a litre of maybe 2 teaspoons of MSM, because I've just stimulated the blood flow. My cells are in a very anabolic profile at the moment, so they're more closed. What can we do to wake them up? And that's why I have the MSM drink in the morning. It pushes cell membranes permeable very, very quickly. So it wakes the cells up, puts them more into the catabolic phase of the day, yeah? And when you're doing that, what have you got waiting at the door? Oxygen. and other nutrition? What have you got waiting on the other side of the door? Toxins to come out. Yeah? So that's why I do the MSM. So now I've got good blood flow. I've looked after the liver. I've looked after the gallbladder with the oils. I've done a little bit of work on the liver. And yeah, I have the MSM drink. I whack that down. As I'm doing that, I take one L-theanine, which is very, very good for calming the mind. It's very, very good for ADHD type people. I'm probably, if you were going to say I was anything, I'm more ADHD. Very easy to get distracted. I do a lot of quite complex work, so I want to be really focused. I want to be really sharp, yeah. But I also want to be very, very calm. And I do, I think maybe it's a 400 milligram. And at the same time, I do a tyrosine, L-tyrosine, which is what the body needs to produce dopamine. Because I want to have, again, I want to, when I do these things, it's not because I've got some problem I'm trying to address. I've been at the point a long time ago where I just like to, experiment, and I want to see how far I can go. How much clarity, how much access to information can I have? How connected can I be with everything? And by doing these things, and especially because I'm doing, I do quite a lot of complex work, but I like that work, and I love the complexity, I love the hardness, I love that, yeah? And so theanine does that, that helps me. All right, what else? Oh, the tyrosine and the theanine. Oh, I'm also starting to have L-malic acid, and you can Google, have a look to see the benefits, but it sort of fires up energy production. It helps produce more ATP through a number of biochemical transactions, which I don't understand completely, so I'm not going to try and pretend I do. Yeah, so that's what I have every morning. I do that every morning, yeah? And when I wake up in the morning and I go down to the kitchen, it takes about 10 minutes. I go like, I do this every day, yes. It's routine, it's consistency, yeah? I don't eat breakfast, so I usually try and do about 18-6. I just don't eat breakfast, I don't think you need to. But start having a think about that protocol I do. I promise for many, many people, a very high percentage of you, it will make a big difference in your life. It'll wake you up, it'll calm your mind. It will slow down any racing thoughts. It helps with anxiety, it helps with ADHD, it helps with depression. It helps with motivation, focus, stability, no distractions. Anyway, let me know how you go if you give it a go.